Mr. Levitt.
Chairman Wyden, Ranking Member Crapo, and members of the Senate Finance Committee, thank you for inviting me to testify here today about PBMs. I'm a trial lawyer with the law firm of Fryer Levitt. I represent stakeholders in the drug supply chain. Most importantly, independent retail and specialty pharmacies. I've been trying cases against PBMs for the last 20 years. I'm here at my own cost. The 6 largest PBMs control 96% of the nation's prescription drug market and adversely impact all stakeholders in the drug supply chain, including patients, pharmacies, plan sponsors, and taxpayers. As with all Americans, Medicare and Medicaid and employer groups are at the mercy of PBMs and their vertically integrated healthcare conglomerates. These top PBMs are driving independent pharmacies out of business, creating pharmacy deserts, especially in rural areas, fueling drug list prices higher for all Americans, and delaying and denying treatment for the sickest Americans, including those with serious diseases like cancer. In my written testimony, I have provided information on all PBM tactics that adversely impact the stakeholders. During these opening remarks, I address how PBMs fuel drug prices, extract DIR fees from pharmacies. While drug manufacturers set drug prices, the growing gap between the list price of drugs and the actual net price is due to rebates that PBMs extract from manufacturers for preferential formulary placement and tiering treatment. Americans pay their copay based on the list price of drugs, not the net price. Thus, patients pay dramatically increased, artificially inflated costs for drugs. PBMs, through their sister companies, siphon a huge percentage of the list price of drugs as profits to CVS Health, Cigna, and United Health, all of whom own little-known companies called rebate aggregators. Today, 2 of these PBM-owned rebate aggregators are located outside the United States. Cigna, which owns Express Scripts, owns Ascent Health, located in Switzerland. United Health, which owns OptumRx, also owns MSR, the rebate aggregator, located in Ireland. Just this week, the Attorney General in Ohio filed a lawsuit against Cigna for using, in his own words, a little-known Switzerland-based company to illegally drive up drug prices and ultimately push those higher costs onto patients who rely on life-saving drugs such as insulin. Now, let me make a few comments on DIR fees, the direct and indirect remuneration that PBMs extract from pharmacies. PBMs extracted $12.6 billion in 2021 in post-point-of-sale DIR fees from retail and specialty pharmacies. These performance fees are supposed to be based on legitimate adherence metrics that measure how well a pharmacy has kept a patient on the physician's prescribed drug regimen. However, especially in the case of specialty pharmacies, PBM adherence methodologies are designed to cheat pharmacies and are shrouded in secrecy. Pharmacies are unable to audit PBMs on the accuracy of their DIR fee calculations. PBMs provide no adherence data, and pharmacies are unable to challenge PBMs out of fear of retaliation. CMS will eliminate DIR fees in 2024, but the problem is not eliminated. PBMs and their affiliated Medicare Part D plans will compensate for the lost DIR fee revenue, which is very profitable, by drastically reducing pharmacy reimbursement. Case in point, in 2024, Express Scripts will slash pharmacy reimbursement rates to rates that are worse than the time of when DIR fees existed. The other top PBMs are likely to follow, which will drive more pharmacies out of business. However, given that PBMs own their own affiliated mail-order pharmacies, the largest specialty pharmacies, and giant chain pharmacies, PBMs don't care if they drive independents out of business. PBMs will make money one way or the other. I have taken depositions of PBM executives and insurance executives, and I have asked questions such as, what do you do with the $12 billion of DIR fees that you take from pharmacies? Does any of it go back to Medicare or to patients? The answers to these questions that I've gotten under oath from these executives are really staggering. I would love to share those answers, but PBM gag clauses and protective orders in these cases prevent me from doing so. I truly hope Congress can shine more transparency on PBMs and pass meaningful legislation for the benefit of all Americans. I welcome your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Levitt.